Listed infrastructure and utility securities provide the perfect complement to any long-term investment portfolio. The assets themselves have quite distinctive characteristics. They're large capital investments, they're long life assets, and they're generally monopolistic. They have inelastic demand profiles, and therefore the way the assets perform provides a nice complement to long-term investment portfolios. They provide high returns, low volatility and low correlation with typical growth assets. A typical balanced fund investor would have achieved an additional 1% return and substantially lower volatility over the last 5 years had they invested up to 15% of their portfolio in global listed infrastructure and utility stocks. To ensure that investors receive the risk and return profile that is offered by the asset class, Nucleus Global Investors undertakes a detailed research and portfolio construction process to reduce risk and maximise returns. The way we go about this is by implementing a screening process. I guess you could qualify the whole thing as a combination of both science and art. The science starts with our screening process, and we have roughly 1,500 stocks globally from which to choose. We reduce that universe down through a number of screening processes, the first being if a stock is not large enough in terms of market capitalisation and liquidity, we eliminate it from the mix. That means a stock has to trade at least $5 million per week to allow us to adequately set client portfolios in and out of that stock. If it doesn't, it gets eliminated. The next part of the screening process is all about transparency. If we can't understand the company's accounts and we can't understand the regulatory regime under which the company operates, the company is then eliminated. And the final point in that first screening process is that if a company doesn't have sufficiently broad-based analysis by market analysts, we will eliminate it again. Once we've screened down to that focus research list, we then undertake detailed financial modelling on each company that's left over in the research universe to identify stocks that could potentially be included in the portfolio. Finally, we combine our detailed valuation analysis with our quantitative screen to come up with a ranking for every security. That then gives us an indication of what the weighting of a particular security should be in the portfolio. And that's where the science ends and the art begins. The art is about taking those quantitative and valuation outputs from our financial modelling and previous research efforts and overlaying a common sense approach to the construction of a portfolio. There may be risk elements that can't be captured in those scientific models, which we can capture through our 35 years experience as investment managers. In conclusion, why invest in global listed infrastructure and utility stocks? Well, they provide great risk return outcomes. They provide a really great portfolio diversification benefit because they've got a low correlation with other growth asset classes. And finally, you're offered immediate liquidity on your investment. Why Nucleus? Because we can provide you all the benefits of investing in global listed infrastructure with our disciplined, rigorous investment approach.